Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back. It is time for another Starcraft 2 1 vs 1 replay cast. It has been a minute since I did one of these. I've been doing a lot of the bot content on the channel and stuff lately, and I know that you guys love that, but then my first passion as a caster was casting pro games. And I know lots of other people cast them, but I thought, you know what? We're going to cast an awesome Terran versus Zerg today, just to scratch the pro StarCraft itch. And if you guys do enjoy this content, or enjoy the commentating regardless of what the content is, hit that like button. Go for 16 likes on this video. If we can do that, that would be awesome. And, of course, subscribe and join the Discord. Now, we're on the map Stargazers, ESL Stargazers. This replay is from Home Story Cup. It's Reynor versus ByuN. So, yeah, let's see. I didn't do the proper intros, but I already said their name. A little bit out of practice as far as casting player versus player, I guess, goes. Kazi's Reynor. And Shopify Rebellion's ByuN, who's opening up with a bit of an aggressive build here. Something that ByuN is well known for, a Reaper opening, a double racks opening. I love to see this kind of variety in pro matches. And it's actually not a Reaper, it's just a Marine, pardon me. I should have clued into the fact that this was gasless. So ByuN just going for a double racks opening. He is then getting out a expansion. So going for like a slightly delayed expo build, but something that's unusual to try and throw Reynor off a little bit. So the Zerg player is going to see this. He's going to be a little bit confused. But someone like Reynor, who's so darn good at StarCraft 2. I love this positioning of the supply depot for ByuN, by the way. The fact that it gives him high ground vision to kill this Overlord is actually just awesome. That is wonderful right there. So now, Reynor's very darn good at StarCraft 2. He's held a lot of 2-raxes. Now, this is a 2-rax across the map. So the gears are definitely going to be turning inside his head. Okay, what do I exactly need to defend against this? And he's probably like, well, I should be fine with a queen or two. He's got a few lings on the way. There's really not too much to worry about, as ByuN crosses the map with a pitiful 3 Marines. Now, behind this, ByuN is going for an extra racks. So he's going to be going for a 3 racks play. He's going to be going for add-ons here soon thereafter, so he can start up Stimpack, Combat Shield. These 3 Marines are going to be going over and attacking the 3rd base. If they can delay that, that would be huge. But the lings from Reynor should be able to shut this down. I feel this is an interesting attack by ByuN, just to soften up the hatchery a little bit. He was maybe against worse Zerg players. He'd get a kill there against a Zerg who wasn't already anticipating that. But great defense there by Reynor. We now see Stimpack on the way for ByuN. And he's going for this 3 racks play. Yeah, let's see. The orbital is popping on up there. The racks is on the way. Okay. Combat shield thereafter, so definitely going to be some early bioaggression. Now, this is what ByuN is known for. This is where he cut his teeth. Well, cut his teeth as a champion. He has been around for a long time in the StarCraft 2 scene, since 2011, I want to say. Probably playing since the initial release of StarCraft 2. But really taken off in the later years, and he's just been a staple as far as someone who grinds and plays a lot of games. Is a peak Terran player who beats players you think that it's like, well, it's ByuN, so maybe he could beat Hero, the best Protoss in the world, or maybe he could beat one of these foreign Zergs who are so darn good at the game, or he could lose to them on any day of the week. That's what makes ByuN games so exciting. Now, he's going to have to really turn it on with his micro here, as he's going to have Stim Marines to move out. We see Reynor constantly poking this 1 Marine, trying to get a kill. Or just information, pardon me. Scouting. Not really going for this Marine. He's going for the scouting information. ByuN is moving out with some of his Marines, looking to put the pressure on. Reynor has got pretty darn good information and very good game sense, so blindsiding a player like him really isn't going to happen. I like the supply depot placement for ByuN. Kind of a secondary wall here is something cool to see. He's moving out with all these Stim Marines. Now, we got to keep in mind that Medivacs are ages away. So ByuN going in with this is very darn committed. He's got 23 Marines. He's moving them all across the map. Reynor's going to have to react to this. His response is going to be 24 Lings and 8 Queens. The 8 Queens, really, 9 Queens now, really is the staple of that, as these Marines just are not going to be able to target them down so quickly, unless Reynor makes a misstep, I feel, as the transfuse is just so strong. ByuN's going to go for it. He tries to target down one of the Queens. There's the transfuse. He gets 2 Queens, 3 Queens. That's a decent amount of Queens there, but these Marines are now in trouble as the Lings step forward, and ByuN is going to have to retreat. How did that play out there? 4 Queens dead, 22 Lings. That's actually a decent trade for ByuN, but whether that justifies how much damage and how delayed everything else is for him, that remains to be seen. He's got +1 on the way, but it's a ways away, so later than most timings, than most other Terran timings, I believe. We have got no medivacs on the way just yet. He's got that starport finished, but no medivacs have started up. There we go. Now he gets those going. He's got to be careful moving out before those are done. Once he has them, he can start dropping towards vulnerable positions like the top of the base here. He can push the creep back. All the while this is going on, though, Reynor, being the shark that he is, has got his Lings just chilling outside ByuN's natural base. Now, one of the nice things for the Terran player is that there's a readily available expansion. Well, not so readily available. He's got to mine out 4 mineral trips worth to get rid of those, but other than that, it's a very safe third base while he can just keep up his natural wall. ByuN has got these Marines out on the map. Oh gosh, if Reynor finds these, this could be a disaster for ByuN. There's no upgrades here. Banelings are coming on in. Oh, ByuN totally gets caught out. He snipes down the Banelings, so he doesn't leave with nothing, but that was a great catch and drastically cuts the supply of ByuN. I'm not sure he can afford to replace those units, or he will eventually replace them, but that sets him back so much. He wanted to start getting aggression done against Reynor. He was probably just biding his time, waiting for medivacs, but he was not passive enough against this god tier Zerg player. We see ByuN, though, doing what he's the best at, dropping around the map. He's going to just try and keep the pressure on Reynor. Reynor is going to have to really stay on top of this, otherwise ByuN will find some damage. We've now got +1 finishing up for the Terran player momentarily. Carapace is on the way for the Zerg, but the Terran will have an upgrade lead for a while here. Widow Mines are on the way behind this, so this is going to be about the microest engagements that we can see here, because it's just Stim Bio, the most fragile glass cannon that the Terran has, and Stim Marines, not Stim Bio. These Marines are unloading against Banelings, and then there's Widow Mines in the mix of that as well. So it's like, well, whoever takes the best engagement can win this game. Now we see Marauders are on the way for ByuN. That's going to give him a little bit more beef in his army. It really helps with micro against the Banelings, being able to pull back with the Marauders. Stim goes forward. ByuN's stepping on creep. He's got to be careful, though. He wants to pick off a few Banelings and get out. Does he? Yes, he does. He loads on up, trading a lot of medivac energy and Stim to try and secure this position. He's going to be getting surrounded by Reynor here. Hopefully ByuN's paying attention. He is. Great job there. His third base is getting up. He didn't actually elect to take the one at the back, interestingly enough. He's just taking this one at the front, getting up the supply depot wall, and dropping all over the place. This is why I wanted to cast a pro game, because there's a little bit more filling in bot matches, whereas in a pro game like this, 6 minutes in and we are already action-packed. We're already trying to sense out how this game is going to play on out. More and more racks on the way here for ByuN. He's the bio king. He's going to be just pushing out across the map. Reynor is up to 70 drones. He's now surpassing that as he fires up many more. This is where the Zerg is going to be very scary in a minute or so here, because when Reynor's just reaping the rewards of such an economy, ByuN's going to have a tough time punishing him, a tough time trading out against such a Zerg economy. So ByuN does want to get some damage done soon, but he just clears some creep. He's got a Widow Mine drop going out, but there is Lings in position. Are those mines going to get off? Looks like one of them will. Just hits a few Lings. Great response there by Reynor. We don't expect Reynor to take too much damage, but even the best Zergs can eat a bad Widow Mine hit every now and then. A sensor tower is going up for ByuN. He's going to have to really stay on top of his defense at his Zerg. Just an orbital command is very vulnerable to Ling run-bys. We see a fourth base on the way for ByuN already, which really excites me. It means that this game is going to go later, and if we see ByuN make Ghost, that could potentially be very exciting if Reynor lets him get up to that. Now, typically we expect the Zerg just to try and defend against this pressure, but with ByuN going into the late game, eventually the Zerg may be in a position that the Terran's the more defensive player, and that the Zerg's going to be looking for damage. Now, +3 attack is on the way for ByuN. Interestingly enough, no armor upgrades. Well, no secondary armor upgrades, so he's potentially going to have 3-1 on his bio, which is bizarre. Whether that's a mistake or intentional, I'm not too sure. ByuN does want to get that armor going up. We see the Marauders leading the charge there for the Terran. They will not die to Banelings on a whim, so that's very good for them. The Hydras are there for Reynor, though, to help pick off those Marauders. That's quite a few Marauders going down there. ByuN's army is now much softer without their presence. And oh, that's a big round of Banelings. ByuN is just going to snipe down this base and just get out with his Medivacs, I guess. That is insanely bold by the Terran player. Now, he doesn't boost just out of there. He's got to go along the bottom, and the Zerg could potentially pursue this home. ByuN, though, got the hatchery, so he got some damage. He's now going to unload this army. He's got a secondary force moving towards the top, potentially for defense or offense. That shall be seen. Reynor's got a bit of a mistake there. Some of his drones not mining. Actually, quite a few. He fixes that quite quickly, though. ByuN on the south side, potentially going to be able to cancel his hatchery again if Reynor missteps. Just the queens would be vulnerable to a bio force like this. So we see ByuN putting pressure on the top. He wants to try and catch the Zerg off, but look at this. All this Zerg is here. And oh, ByuN may have overstepped a little bit, losing a Medivac that and not evacuating all the units there. We now see the Terran player going for a drop towards the main base. This position will always be a pain for the Zergs. Widow Mines in these Medivacs as well is great to see. That Widow Mine gets a shot off. Got a few kills there. ByuN pushing Reynor all over the place. This is great to see. Now, his attacks towards the top were pushed back, so he's really only pressuring Reynor in one spot, and he's been shut down every step of the way while this is going on. Though ByuN's getting up a fourth base, he makes it an orbital command. This gives me anxiety as a Terran player, though, as it's like, oh man, Reynor is so good with his lings. If ByuN lets off Reynor's throat for even a second, not that he's really on his throat at this point in the game, if he lets off the aggression for even a second and Reynor gets off a counterattack, it can just be 16 SCVs and Mule's dead, and then Reynor will just run away with the game from there. It'll just be too much for ByuN to come back. So we see the Terran player pushing down. Reynor is really focused on this defense. Look at this, though. He's got units to the top right because he's worried. Now he's setting up for a counterattack, though. Does ByuN have the units to defend against this? I think he should. Can he pressure while this is going on? The answer is no. I mean, if he had the perfect micro, I think he's got his units in position that he can take a fight on both these fronts. It's not easy to do as a Terran, though, and with Reynor pulling back his units, he's potentially looking for a surround on ByuN, but if ByuN can take a fight off creep, that would be huge for him. We now see Ghosts on the way for the Terran player, or a Ghost Academy, so Ghost Tech on the way. 3 command centers on the way behind this, so we are definitely approaching the late game here, all the while at Lurker Dens on the way for Reynor. This Terran is running away, though, avoiding the Banelings. ByuN's done a great job keeping the creep back this game, but oh, there's a potential big surround coming forward. Does Reynor have enough to take this fight? These Marines are kiting back here. He does end up shutting this down. That fight was just a little bit too close up there for ByuN as Reynor was able to shut that down. The Terran player is going to drop some of these units down here. It looks like no, he's actually just going to go back in. This is mad for ByuN. He's going to unload those units. There we go. But that was quite a good defense from Reynor. This is really going to help him solidify. 17 more Banelings on the way off the back of his 84 drone economy. ByuN has been trading out, but he hasn't been trading out too constantly or too well. He scans to check out if this base is here. Reynor's about to be getting it up as he's mining away those minerals. He's pushing towards the bottom right. I think we just need to see lots of Widow Mines here for ByuN, him really trying to keep the pressure up, but we can see that even if ByuN's got the positioning in mind, like his units have been in beautiful positions this game, I'll say, with his splitting of his army, with him not letting Reynor outposition him and go for counterattacks, but unfortunately the micro against someone like Reynor, it's very tough to hit him on multiple fronts. Reynor's actually sacrificing his own queens, interestingly enough, to free up supply. Getting out those lurkers is great to see. We're now seeing spores and spines. Reynor is anticipating ByuN potentially catching him off guard, and those spines and spores are the tool you want to buy yourself time to protect your base, to really prevent the snowball of bad trades from hitting you. We now see ByuN. He's looking to push up in the top left. Interesting engagement here. Liberator's getting set up. That mineral wall really makes it a position that the Terrans can't abuse. These ghosts are out on the map. Oh, what a beautiful Widowmine connection there for ByuN. A disastrous one for Reynor. He'll recover those. I mean, he's already back up to 200 supply. This planetary is getting some shots off on those lings. ByuN's base, very undefended. Can these SCVs keep it alive? He's microing away, keeping that planetary alive and saving those SCVs in the process. By gosh, that was a great engagement there. Or a great response by ByuN. Lurkers are out on the map now. Ghosts are stepping forward. They want to get the snipes off. Don't even need to snipe that one. It just goes down. But now ByuN's got to be careful against that AoE from the Zerg. It's ranged AoE, notably. It's not Banelings. You got to do more than just run away from them and split. You need to be careful as you're attacking into them. Now we take a look. ByuN, he's building up the ghost count. He's getting more and more on the way. He's got 8 to his name. He kept this planetary alive. That is huge. Once he really gets that saturated and a bit more of a Sim City going, that would be great. More command centers going up. Let's take a look. More and more command centers going up for ByuN. He's maxed out, so he's investing in those CCs, which is great to see. It's a bit of a pain to manage them as a Terran, having all these CCs when you're trying to take more bases, float them over. Because you gotta try and keep them off your hotkeys, that type of thing. We're seeing an engagement go down. Snipes hitting what I believe was some lurkers there. Now all the lurkers are getting sniped from ByuN. Reynor is going down this ramp, and that seems a little bit overly aggressive. He thinks he can do it with his Banelings, though, and by gosh, he can. He routs the Terran. I have no idea how Reynor made that fight happen, but he did. Whether it was his upgrade lead, the fact that ByuN didn't have the armor, or that ByuN was just too clumped up, I feel that the Terran could have taken that engagement. Maybe if the micro was a little bit, or if he, not the micro, but if he was a little bit more spread out, but that was very close of a fight. But in the end, Reynor broke through. He's now got his insane economy, so he's maxed out. ByuN is not. ByuN's making 6 command centers at a time. If he can get some more PFs defensively, that would be great to see. I know that the mass orbital is good, but the extra PFs really can be a lifesaver. We see Reynor coming on in right now, though. ByuN is actually just in a bit of a troublesome spot. He gets good EMPs going down on the Vipers. The Zerg is actually just pushing forward here. ByuN's got a good economy. He's got a ton of bases to his name, but he really needs to hold on here. He lost 13 SCVs. That's acceptable. This lurker harassment from Reynor is great. A scan goes down, but there's nothing to kill it, so ByuN has got to get something down there to defend, but he's really low on supply at this point, and the Zerg has just taken some really good fights against ByuN, not giving him the time of day. ByuN's not that far behind on army supply, but a lot of that is in medivacs. I mean, he's got 11 medivacs and really basically 1 bio unit to go with each of those. He really needs time right now. He unfortunately doesn't have a drop or anything out on the map to help him out. Reynor's coming to attack his position. I think ByuN may just need to abandon this to try and buy as much time as he can. His Marauders, if they soak Banelings, that'll be okay, and they're going to do just that. The problem is, though, that Reynor can just replace these. The Lings are getting FaceTime with the Marauders. That's not good. Where are the Ghosts? The answer is there's only 5 of them, and I think some of them are just rallying out, and yeah, I think ByuN is potentially dead here as the Liberators get some shots off on the Lurkers, some snipes go down, but this was the classic thing that can happen to Terrans. One wrong move, and if you let the Zerg get on top of you, that's why having planetaries, maybe some more planetaries sooner would have been good for ByuN. And just making sure that you don't lose too much supply in one swoop, because killer Zergs like Reynor do punish you, and ByuN has been punished. He's down to 43 workers. By gosh, he's got a lot of orbital commands, so he can drop mules, keep his mineral income going. He's going to be securing this base up, which is great to see, utilizing that. If he really plays defensively, maybe he can hang on. He's got a good Widowmine spread. He accidentally made a Reaper. That was definitely made when he was using those ghost snipes. The Zerg's coming on in. Widowmine connections are decent, though. We see Vipers with their blinding clouds, their parasitic bombs will be troublesome, but once the ghosts get pushed back and the Widowmines are taken care of, there's really nothing to sandbag against this Zerg force. The ghosts can try and micro, but there's just not enough substance here for the Terran. It feels the cloak for the ghosts is big, keeping them alive, actually. Supply, though, for ByuN is half of that of Reynor, and what a game this was. But, yeah, I think ByuN's dead here. It's so close, it's frustrating. If you're the Terran player, like, I bet ByuN was frustrated after this game because he was on the precipice of surviving, of this game potentially going another 10-20 minutes, but Reynor just got that one attack off. It was executed very well, and in the end, Well done, Reynor. GG gets called. ByuN taking down, or getting taken down by Reynor in great TvZ. I would love to see these two play on this map again, as the Stargazers create some beautiful late-game TvZs. ByuN was just getting set up, but that's why Zergs are killers, man. Reynor just picking him off, killing him, saving himself a lot of headache, having that game potentially go later. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you made it all the way to the end of this cast, leave a like on this video. Leave a comment down below if you want to see more of these, or if you want to see bots comment, more bots. Join the Discord, which is linked down below. If you enjoy this commentary, consider becoming a YouTube member. There's various perks you can get, and it goes a long way to supporting me spending my time casting. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.